welcome to the first series of Sis, Wistful Cider Lad, and Mangled Cadaver here. So we have a match which is a best of 3, and you have like quite a few rules that are described in below the video if you're watching this on YouTube right now, guys. So you can have a look at it later. So the first fight here is a pure leper comp. So this is our Goliath composition by Wistful Cider Lad against the class. No, that's not a classic Mangle comp actually. You have a Jester here. So it's like a heavy damage over time composition by Mangled. So from my experience, honestly, I feel like the leper comp should potentially have an advantage here because it can just shred the front line. However, like it really depends on how quickly Wistful Cider Lad is able to deliver those heavy chunks of damage, which he actually does do quite well. So he actually delays the first flagellant move, which is very big for the damage over time compositions, because as you can see, Mangle is running the Hemlock and the Crimson Hook, which definitely means that he does a lot of damage overall. So the fact that Cider Lad was actually able to deny this is absolutely brilliant for him. So right now, we're going into the... No, that's not a tournament match, guys. This is just a sparring between these two, trying to implement our rules. So again here, we get a stun on the Houndmaster responded with a... with the Festering Vapors. So we get like some damage over time, they hit everybody, and this Blight is applied. So you have at least some Blight across the board right now. Let us see where this goes from. Robjohn, no, it's just hard for me to switch this right now. So we'll just stick to the tutorial music. It's fine. Okay, we have a Derek Stab here dropped by the Jester. Because I could play the Darkest Dungeon music in the background. It would take too much setup, but I'm not ready for this. So we're just kind of playtesting this mode right now. We have the Arbalest right now of Wistful Cider Lad. He can actually do a lot of damage to this Houndmaster, I feel. And this might mean that this is going to be the finale turn too. Because honestly, Mangle has very little to prevent that. Like, that's just a 15 damage blow from the Arbalest, and frankly, what can he do right now? He could try to stun the Jester. This is the last resort for him. Like, he really has to do it, I feel. Because otherwise he just is gonna be absolutely toast. The Jester will do enough damage. So that's just so much trouble right now for Mangle. He can try indeed to stun the Jester. He probably gets it. He has actually great stuff for him. So he really needed that to go through, right? He really needed that stun to go through. Though admittedly, Wistful Cider Lad's Jester has very little dodge. Just the Hemlock and the finisher, so quite a greedy setup here. And this means that those dodges will be unlikely for Cider Lad to actually obtain at all. So now we have quite a precarious position for Wistful Cider Lad's Jester, actually, who can actually get taken down quite easily by what Mangle has here. So it is going to be quite a bit of trouble. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to change the score then. Yeah. I didn't adjust it, so it's gonna be... Sorry guys, it should be fixed now. So we're just gonna be back watching the match here. So nothing significant has happened yet. So we have the healing coming through. This AoE regen might indeed be enough. You have to remember that the Jester of Wistful Cider Lad is going to carry this bonus to regeneration next turn. So even if this Houndmaster survives this turn, okay. By the way, no, he can just heal this. Actually, he can just heal this with the Flagellant. That's super comfortable. This is so comfortable for Mangle. Because right now there is just no way for the Jester to deliver the death blow. I just realized that this Flagellant took so much damage that because of the Leper, right? Because of the Leper's strike, that this allows him to actually use that healing. And this in turn means that it's gonna be very, very difficult for this Houndmaster to actually, be taken within the range of the finale right now. So this might be very, very good for Mangle indeed. So the Rally to Flame here dropped by Wistful Cider Lad, and this indeed means that this just is slightly basically what Cider Lad wanted to do here is to keep the Jester in the front, which he succeeded in doing. But at the same time, guys, the problem here is right now that his Jester is super vulnerable to any sort of damage. So if Wistful Sidler just activates his Jester, he might just lose him straight away. And just you look at the bleeds from the coin. Coin actually means that he gets additional chance to bleed, and this is very big against that Crusader. So this build actually is going to stack so much bleeding right now on Wistful Sidler. This might be insurmountable right now. So the fact that this this Flagellant did indeed get the healing off is detrimental in this. Because this basically means that, you know, we might not be able... Okay, okay, this is enough damage for the finale for sure right now. So he has to stun this right now. Just has to stun this, he has to hope this goes through, because if it doesn't go through, he's just super toast. That's how it goes, really. This is just all there is. I think he just has to go for a stun here. He could potentially just go for like AoE damage instead, just drop this Hound's Harry, and just give up on the Houndmasters, and that's a possibility for sure. Just, you know, instead of stunning... Okay, see, that's just super unfortunate, because he has no stun items here, and this 50% stun resistance just actually works as a coin toss here. And it is going very, very good for Sidelight now, because he gets the finale here. And that's not a crit as far as I can see, so this corpse stays. And this in turn means that this Jester of Mangle needs to move forward in order to actually get his finale off. So he has to move forward with the Dexter probably, and then indeed the Crusader is going to stun him most likely. Because, I mean, actually Sidelight has not dropped the ballad yet. So this might not be the case yet. So it's quite uncertain, actually. The situation here is quite uncertain. I don't have a co-commentator, Real Spartan, right now, because my co-commentator is in the fight right now. So Sis is fighting. So I'm just solo casting this. I think it's okay, guys. I think it's fine.
You do a really fucking good job, bro.
Thank you, Sis. Thank you, mate. You should not be listening in, though. You're tuning in. That's a crime.
As if I'm gonna fucking do what you say, bro. I'm so much better than you are.
Oh, come on. Criminal activity right here by Sis. Okay, so we actually get quite heavy bleeding on Wistful Sidelight again. So it might be the case that this bleeding is enough. But at the same time, I feel like the damage potential, like the huge damage output that Sidelight has right now with this composition, might allow him to just obliterate Mangle. Because... you know, Jester not that good until once he uses the finale, right? So that's kind of the biggest issue right now. And, you know, you can only finale one person. I don't think that Mangle has any sort of finishers available to him either. So, personally, I really like running the finisher on my Antiquarian, because if you have, like, this heavy damage overtime composition, Antiquarian is very likely to be the character who actually gets those executions off, right? That's very, very big. Okay, we get a Q here, so this might be a dead Flagellant indeed. Looks like it, honestly, that this might indeed be a dead Flag, so he can heal with the regeneration that he has, but after this, like, any damage he takes now might be lethal. And remember, you know, Sis or Sidelight has actually the ability to use the Ricochet, the Bola shot with this Arbalest here, and this means that indeed this might be a dead Flagellant. So it's going to be a Bola into a Dexter probably, and this might be all she wrote for the Flag, and probably that's going to be the game number one decided by the victory of Wistful Sidelight. So this is quite a curious situation right now for us. It's like, you know, it depends on what Mangle really does from here. So he probably has to move forward. That's the big move right now for him. He will go first next turn, but he can still get pushed back by that Bola shot. So that's very important to remember. This might indeed happen. This Bola shot might push the Jester back away. Obviously, Bola has 80% accuracy right now, so it's not that much. But that big of a threat. But still, like, Jester has only 10% move resistance, so it's quite likely for this to work. The lucky part is that he doesn't kill the Flagellant yet. However, this Jester has the finisher, so it's very likely for this to be a killing blow indeed. Even if abusive is just not going to be enough, I feel. It's just a dead Flagellant. And that's very unfortunate, because if this is not a crit right now, if he doesn't crit with the direct stab, if he doesn't remove the corpse, okay, whoa! This is one freaking sturdy Flagellant, guys. I didn't see this coming. I have to admit that I just did not see that coming at all. So he can probably exsanguinate right now. Even exsanguinating the Jester wouldn't be that bad of an idea, because this Jester has no dodge right now after the finale. So he can actually do this with quite high probability. He can also threaten the Leper here, probably the better move too, because this means that, you know, this Flagellant just has some more threat across the board right now. Although, Yeah, so this will slowly tick down the Leper to 0 over time right now. However, I mean, Xang is 85 accuracy, but he has the Jester's buff, man. He has the Jester's buff, so the Ballad is actually going to improve it by a fair bit. So that's kind of okay for him, actually. That's a decent spot for Mangle, I believe. So really, right now it's very strange. I feel like because of the amount of damage the Twistful Sidelat was forced to endure, it's still a close fight, right? Because he has a lot of damage over time stacked across the board. Everyone on blinking red health bars, really. It is not going to be easy for Wistful Sidelat to climb, to actually just get those kills confirmed right now. So see the Arbalest 0 HP as well. This is exactly why you take this finisher on the Antiquarian. Because this might mean, indeed, that this will be a killing blow on someone. This would have definitely confirmed a couple of kills here in this fight. So the question right now is whether Mangle plays it aggressive or not. So the death blow resisted by the Arbalest here, that's very important, obviously, because this means that this Arbalest is going to kind of stick around for a single turn more at the very least. However, the problem here is obviously that this Jester is still not able to use the Finale, and every single time he comes forward right now is going to mean a stun from Wistful Sidelat. So this might mean that Mangle might keep this Finale until the very last moment, where he can just use it once the Crusader is dead. That's kind of I think that's what he's hoping for anyway. That's what he's hoping to achieve. So we get an act out from the Jester. See, those guys are getting stressed slowly, but this is mostly a damage comp. This is like pure damage over time composition rather than just a stress comp, so this stress is not going to matter that much, I feel. Okay, this is a lot of bleed over. Oh, that's so fortunate. There's gonna be a Finale right now. He goes through with this, I think. So 200%, 8% crit. This might be a dead Leper. This might be a dead Leper. This is gonna be a kill on the Leper. That's just a huge shift in momentum for Mangle. If this can go through, let's see. Oh my god, 43 crit. This is a dead Leper. And right now this game looks so bad for Wistful Sidelat. That was so good. I think even without the crit this could still have been a kill. But this is just so brutal, right? This is like kind of the last ditch effort. The coin, the damage buff is ridiculously high. And this confirms the kill. And this actually means that, Sidelat is losing this fight. He's like definitely in a losing position. Though he seemed as if he had a control. Looked as if he had control in this game. Right now he has no semblance of control at all. And this means that, yeah, he probably will just lose this fight. Because I don't see a way for Mangle to actually take lethal damage right now. The Leper was like the main source of damage for Sis. And right now that's just gone. We have the Crusader, on his last legs. Same deal for the Arbalest. Oh god, the dodge actually seals the deal. I think there's like the final nail in the coffin for Sidelat here. So we get another punish probably, or yeah. 25% death blow chance. Oh, he goes for, yeah, that's more likely to work, right? The Reign of Sorrows is more likely to kill, so he probably will use this. Oh, he gets a death blow confirmed as well. This is GG for Mangle right now. Holy crap. What a crazy turnaround for Mangle here. That was absolutely insane of a play with the Jester. The corpse just disappeared at the very best moment, and this man, like, exactly this kind of walked right, like, yeah, this basically played right into Mangle's hands, but he was just able to capitalize on that. He was able to get this damage through, and this is just ridiculously huge for him, right? So he can just Festering Vapors this. Now he will kill the Jester and the Crusader at the same time, and this is GG. Game 1 is over. Mangle is going to take the series, and it's just huge plays for Mangle right now. I'm actually curious, Mangle, did you predict? Mangle, did you predict the corpse? Okay, didn't predict it. This would have been like the biggest brain play of them all. So
that was my fault, I think, because I used the Harvest and I hit the middle corpse with it. I think that's the only reason it dropped, because I killed it.
Right, crap.
That was like me being fucking smooth brain.
I thought the corpse had actually dissipated. Guys, I'm gonna switch the interface quickly so those guys have a chance of actually changing those compositions. I am also going to change the score in a second. So game 1 goes to Mangle, and this means Mangle cannot use composition called Apocalypse anymore. So We have only Tricky and Freaky and Toxin Overdrive left for Mangle right now. Whereas Sis is still Sis is still allowed to actually use his primary composition, so he can still use the Lepe comp.
I've got a fun surprise coming for all you guys.
Yeah.
You know I like to put on a show.
Perfect, guys. So, Mangle is taking his 5 minutes to make those changes he's making right now. This is a best of 3, guys, yeah. So this means that if Mangle wins this game, he wins the entire series. Although, I don't know if you guys saw the compositions, but the 2 comps that he has right now are quite strange. You could say that. Those are quite weird comps, so I'm not really sure how it pans out right now. So let's just kind of see it for ourselves, shall we? This is a best of 3 indeed, yeah. So 1 more win for Mangle is a win of the series. If, however, Sis takes that win right now, this will be a match point, right? We'll be at the match point then. No, we are at match point, actually, never mind, we are at match point. So we'll have like the final battle anyway. It was Silver Scrapes. Let's go for this, guys. So, good luck to both players. This was an excellent showing in Game 1 for both of them. And I'm just very, very curious what happens right now, because those guys are crazy. So, Mangle looks to be ready. They are going right into the game right now. So, I'm going to switch back to the esports screen, and we'll just analyze the compositions. We are 1-0 for Mangle right now in the series. We're loading into Game 2, guys. We're loading into Game 2 right now. This is Mangle versus Wistful Sidelad. We have an Occultist PD and a stress composition for Wistful Sidelad. On the other side of the battlefield, there is a Mangle composition with a Shield Breaker, with a Grave Robber, with a Flagellant, and an Antiquarian. So we do not see this Abomination from Mangle right now. So that's crazy. This is absolutely crazy, guys. This is absolutely nuts. So this is going to probably be a lot of damage going through.
I hate this game. Why would anyone play this fucking game? Look at that.
Oh, yes. Right, so actually Mangle goes first. He actually goes for the only acceptable move right now, which is obviously pulling the PD forward. And this is going to be a lot of trouble right now for Sidelad, because his PD is going to be kind of inert in the second position right now. He would have needed to actually get the stealth off on the PD, which he was not able to do because he went second, so it's kind of unfortunate for him, obviously. It's a question of whether this actually goes through. It does, so the Flagellant lands in fourth, so this is like kind of a swing in momentum in favor of Sidelad, because this Flagellant is going to waste a turn right now, and he took a lot of damage. Though, you have to remember that on the side of Sidelad, this is not a damage composition, this is primarily a stress comp, right? So whatever happens right now is going to be quite bloody, I feel, for Mangle, because I feel like the stress compositions inherently lose against the damage over time comps, and this is a heavy damage over time comp. That's a very lucky dodge for this MAA though. So we have another turn wasted for Mangle. This is a second move that he just doesn't get off, and that's just very, very important. Those darts have quite high accuracy total, and the fact that they missed on this MAA means a lot actually for Sidelad, because this is another swing in momentum which he can now utilize in his favor, right? It's kind of big for him, really. So those two misses are actually probably going to mean a lot in the long run. So we have a pull on this Antiquarian, which means that right now she's in row 1. She cannot stack any regeneration, which I don't think she really wants to be doing, though. Does she want to be doing that? I don't really think so. We have another bunch of AoE dropping on Wistful Sidelad, though this is mostly resisted. By the way, we can see there is a lot of Blight on Mangle's side of the battlefield, whereas Wistful Sidelad has a lot of Blight resistance, though both the PD and the Abomination have very, very high base Blight resistances. Obviously, the Grave Robber doesn't really care about this, right? Because her setup actually facilitates. I think she sports about 160% Blight chance on those darts right now, because the darts have 140 base Blight chance overall, so that's pretty sweet for him. This means that, you know, whatever resistances are on Wistful Sidelad, he can just neglect them altogether. You can see also that Flagellant is no longer running So he has the Gauntlet of Absolution instead of the Hemlock, which is absolutely huge as well. Because this means that the stress damage coming through is going to be negated to quite a large extent by Mangle here. We have the Disorienting Blast dropping down on the Antiquarian here. There's a Daze. There's also a bunch of Stress Nuke coming down. I don't think this might be. I don't think this will be enough. However, we have to actually notice that this Shieldbreaker has been denied a lot of her potential right now because she can no longer be using Impales because of the very smart pull that Cydalat did. I actually didn't notice it until now. It's very, very important for Cydalat to actually be doing these things, right? Because if you can just keep Mangle's characters out of position for a long period of time, this might mean that there isn't that much damage over time coming through, and that's just absolutely crucial right now. That those dots are denied, or at least slowed down up until the point at which Wistful Cydalat does, or Sis does enough stress for those afflictions to start coming through, right? Because you have to notice that he has actually been able to deal quite a substantial amount of stress overall. He might drop a stun right now on someone. He manacles the Flagellant. Questionable choice, I would say, because he has quite decent stun resistance. The stun goes through. I think Cydalat has quite a lot of stress stuff on this Abo. He doesn't have the stun trinket, though I might be wrong, right? We'll see. He has the stress trinkets, right? So this was not that likely to work. It was like a 50-50 really, which obviously plays to Wistful Cydalat's advantage because the Flagellant is the big part of the damage over time composition here. And this means that, honestly, the Flash has not dropped a single chunk of damage, and he's on the verge of being forced to actually use some sort of a healing ability right now. So that's a very, very good spot for Wistful Cydalat. Actually, I'm surprised that we are at this point in the game, but I think Sis is actually pulling ahead in this one, because he has not taken that much damage overall. This Shieldbreaker is stuck on the back of the setup right now, and those shuffles are also quite big, right? So whenever Sis actually shuffles this might indeed mean that those Disorienting Blasts put a lot of characters out of position here. So that's just very, very big, right? That's a lot of stress also coming down on top of this Antiquarian. And this Abomination is definitely going to get the double rotation of stress here. And Clasp of the Beast is not that bad of a choice, by the way, Spartan, because it gives you a lot of survivability, which is probably the biggest weakness of Abomination. Abom looks like a very tanky, sturdy character, but he really isn't one. He's super, super easily killed off. And also this means that every single melee attack that, Sis delivers is actually going to apply some stress. I wouldn't say this is a bad idea. I was running this build a lot, and I feel like this is a very, very strong way of, emphasizing, allowing the Abomination to actually live for a bit longer, especially in those stress comps. Because you really just want to have this the Abom's bonus, just being there. So you just want to be able to utilize both transformations to, apply the AoE horror across the board on Mangle, right? That's the most important thing. Obviously, this PD is in such a dire spot right now. They have to admit it. Like, you hate to see PD in the spot 1. So despite all this concentrated effort, I feel this might be a lot of trouble here for Wistful Cydalat. Oh, he pushes this Flagellant to 3rd. What a huge play coming through right now. This is absolutely magnificent. So this obviously means that, the Grave Robber Shadow fades and the Flagellant still gets his turn most likely. But at the very same time, this is just very, very big for Cydalat. He cannot pull anybody. He doesn't have the Stealth Ignoring Trinket. That's kind of unfortunate for him. I think he wishes he could have done this, right? But there's just no way right now in hell he can do it. So he drops the Stealth on the MAA. That's quite surprising of a choice, right? I would have never expected that to go down. So he probably is trying to prevent the damage over time, or the focus nukes of this, GR to come onto the MAA, because he cannot heal this anyway. So that's probably what he's doing here. We have a lot of damage over time coming through again from Mangle, so that's actually adding up. You have to notice though that both the PD and the Occultist are actually untouched. So that's a very, very big bonus here for Cydalat. He's actually not taken that much blight overall. Like, mostly this MAA has been under siege over the duration of this, over the course of this fight, but the Abomination has been mostly untouched. This is very, very big, right? It's very big for him. So let's see what happens here. We get a dodge from the PD. That's very important because the Exsanguinate misses. And this actually means that this Flagellant can probably die next turn if nothing is done about it. He can actually die right now. Like, if Sis actually transforms and probably, I guess he's just gonna try to push this, right? He's just gonna try to push this. This might mean the end of the Flagellant. Okay, he doesn't die. Does he get pushed though? Yes, he does. So this is another deny from Mangle. I mean, from Sidelite. This is so big. He's making those really big plays. He's delaying, substantially delaying what Mangled Cadaver is trying to do here. Obviously, I feel like Impale might come through right now, but this would mean that the Grave Robber doesn't get the Dance Off, so he has to actually wait for this. So he probably goes for the Dance right now with this Grave Robber. It's quite a sketchy position. He actually drops the Flashing Daggers here to just deliver a bit of damage on this MAA. This means that this MAA is being threatened right now with a Killing Blow. So this is exactly the issue with the Flagellant, right? The Exsanguinate's chance to hit is quite low. The accuracy of Exsanguinate is about 85 base. And even with the Crown of Thorns, this might mean that those more dodgy characters are indeed going to survive a bit longer. Okay, we are... I think this might be a turning point in this game. Like, let's see what Sidelat does here. Does he actually push the... I would push the Shield Breaker as well. Or stun the Shield Breaker, perhaps, right? This could probably just, put a little bit of a timer on Mangle. He goes for Manacles here instead of the push. And he doesn't get it. That dodge from the Shield Breaker, obviously 35 is not a low value, and this Abomination is doesn't actually wear any accuracy bonuses, I think. So right now this might be Impale that decides the entire game, or the Festering Vapors as well. They might indeed decide whether this game ends right now or not. It's all basically on this single shot that this MAA is about to take in the face. He dies. So MAA drops dead, and this means probably this might be curtains for Wistful Sidelad because he has no way of actually doing anything right now. Honestly, he just doesn't have anything he can do here. That's just kind of a very, very dire situation for Sidelad right now. Oh, that doesn't come through. That's just kind of sad. That's very lucky that this move didn't go through. That's the worst thing you can resist on this Flagellant, though. You have to admit it. But at the same time, it's just such a dire situation for Wistful Sidelad right now. If this MA had actually lived a single turn longer, it would have just made this entire game an entirely different scenario here. So it's just so unfortunate this doesn't go through. And right now, I think this is just it. I don't think like Wistful Sidelad has done enough stress either in this fight to actually do put some threat on Mangle right now. So the first possible death blow actually goes through, and this basically decides this game. I feel like this death blow here is, you can call it bullshit all you want, but this is what Darkest Dungeon is like sometimes. You just have to live with that. And honestly, Mangle is in a very, very good condition overall, like almost mint condition, I could say, right? Because he has not taken that much damage overall here. His Flagellant lives. Damage over time composition is just, the longer the fight lasts, the better damage over time is, really. And this fight has lasted a long time. Mangle has taken 0 damage in it. And, Wistful Sidelad is in a lot of trouble right now. He has like 30% HP on the PD, 30% HP on the Abomination. And right now this means that basically it is a lot of trouble. It is a lot of trouble for Mangle, for Sidelad. He just has 0 recourse in this game, I feel. Yeah. So it's going to be a Shadow Fade.
The funniest thing in this game, turn 1, pull PD, like, that's it. Yeah. That dictates the whole game.
Yeah, that kind of turns the game around, really. That's kind of unfortunate indeed, yeah. That's kind of the risk you run, right? If you knew what possible compositions Mangle could have run, right? So you kind of put this PD forward, knowing that he has a pull on both the compositions he has left, because both the third and the fourth comp have a pull available. So picking a PD into this is a huge risk overall, I feel. It's a 50-50 you lose a game, basically.
That's the coin, bro.
So it's kind of tough luck, right? It's tough luck, obviously, because you rolled you tossed the coin and you lost the coin toss, really, there on the very first turn. It's kind of, that's just heavy repercussions right now for you.
That was a 25% death blow on my man-at-arms, right?
Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, so quite unfortunate as well that this went through. Yeah, well, I think even if this hadn't gone through, this was still quite a bad position for you. You're doing a lot of stress right now, you have to admit it. So maybe this would have been better.
That's like 60 stress.
Yeah. So definitely could have been a different game if you hadn't, if he hadn't gone first, right? That's just basically how it is. But that's just kind of the risk you run. You have to make those educated guesses based on what you see, right? You have like a single composition spare that you don't have to play at all. So this may be like if you see a lot of pulls out of movement, you can kind of assume that this is going to kind of happen to you, right? So maybe taking the PD wasn't the best choice of the all, but obviously like the RNG wasn't in your favor for sure. And obviously you have to remember that, yeah, the X-Sang missed, right? The X-Sang actually missed.
Oh, missed.
So you had your shot at this, right? In this regard, this PD has 30 base dodge. It's huge, actually. It's like the reason for this X-Sang missing was the fact that the PD is actually sporting, or she sports 30 dodge, right? So that's quite a bit of dodge, really. You have to admit it. So the X-Sang missing wasn't quite that. I don't think it was a big of a surprise, really. I think it was quite likely to actually miss. So using the redeem there or just dropping this X-Sang on somebody else would have probably been a smarter idea for Mangle. This was kind of a very risky play he made there, and it somewhat backfired, right? Yeah.
You like to make this a best of whatever, by the way, because I've just been stomped these two.
So to play like best of 5?
Yeah, the Hearthstone format where all of the decks are gone, that's when you win.
Okay, we can ask Mangle if he wants to keep playing, because I'm up for commentating this for sure. Because those are very fun games to watch. So we can go for you can ask Mangle if he wants to make it a best of 5. Since those like mostly friendly matches anyway, right? It's kind of a good idea, I think, to just go for it. If he wants to do it, obviously. If not, then you can just play somebody else, or like you can just arrange another matchup.
Mangled.
It's up to Mangle, really. Let's see how this fight kind of breaks down, because you still have like a lot of stress dealt overall, and Mangle hasn't really done that much over the course of the few past turns, right? You have to admit it. You're gonna actually, oh god, this Gauntlet of Absolution is just ridiculous. This item is bullshit. Yes, I'm just gonna kind of yeah, make your mic quieter, sis, if that's okay.
Am I on mic? Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
Oh shit! Sorry. I thought it was on push to talk.
No, it's not like I think you are on push to talk. It's just that your mic is much more loud than mine. I feel that's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a huge crit. Actually, this goes. Okay, that was just going to be a risky decision here by Mangle, and he is going to be resolve broken here, right? He actually was resolve broken anyway because of the ABAM, I think. So like 170 stress on the Grave Robber. She's heavily afflicted. 160 on the Antiquarian, 120 respectively for the Shieldbreaker and the Flagellant. So that's quite good actually for Sis. So if this MA had not died there, I think he still stood a decent chance. He had a decent shot at winning this. Right now, however, it's just, oh my god, that crit from the GR is absolutely brutal as to how much damage it does. So that's going to be another problem. I think that's another problem for Wistful Cider Lad right now. So I'm just curious as to where this fight goes right now, whether he's able to get those afflictions to come through, and whether he's going to be able to actually do more stress here. Okay, that's another dodge from the Shieldbreaker. That's kind of heartbreaking, really, that she keeps dodging those, right? It's 183 stress, though, for the GR. So she will be close to 200 very, so she might just drop dead very, very quickly. 12 HP, so... yeah, this is kind of trouble, right? I don't think he has a way of... maybe he can just try to heal this. There's definitely trouble for the GR, right? He can just drop the Reach of Vapors, though. This might... okay, no, he actually goes for the aggressive play here. He pays for it because the Repose comes through as well. And it's kind of a strange situation here, really, for Wistful Sidelight, where his aim is in a perfect position to actually keep doing what he's doing, as long as he's kept alive, right? So those Beast Biles are actually going to be maybe detrimental. Obviously, like, he's in a very, very dire spot still. Like, you cannot overemphasize how well Mangle is doing here, but he has taken a lot of stress, so a couple of act-outs can actually turn the game around, potentially, right? But It's quite a sketchy. Yeah, that's the healing is not enough. If this had been like a 24 heal or something, this would have definitely been better. So let's see what we have happening here for us right now. So Mangle again deciding on a move. He can probably try to focus down the occultist very soon. Like, he can probably get the kill here. That's the problem with Mangle's composition. He just doesn't like running those finisher trinkets. I think he could have secured a lot more kills in this game if he had actually ran that. So see, again, the kill just doesn't come through. This occultist still alive, still doing pretty hot for himself. So we're just waiting really for those act outs right now for Mangle, because those characters are not acting out at all though. So let's just see where this goes. Is it gonna be a direct stab here, incision, right? So okay, this obviously it's called incision, right? So he incisions the flagellant here. Not sure if this is the best call in the world. We have a lot of stress coming through. There's gonna be like a chain stress right now. Yeah, probably a kill on the occultist as well. Quite likely to be a kill. You can also just take this plague doctor to 0, right? That's another possibility, obviously. But this occultist is quite likely to go down. Yeah, 40% death blow. It goes through. It kills the occultist here. It's quite a good thing for Wistful Sight-O-Lad right now. I mean, quite a good thing for Mangle it is. Sorry guys, I'm a bit tired honestly. So we get a, I guess, Exsang on this A-bomb, right? This probably will be an exsanguination, and actually this riposte means that, you know, everybody gets a healing bonus from the flagellant going to 0, because the riposte is applied before the healing. So the flagellant drops to 0 HP, then he heals everybody because he's 0 HP, and then he actually heals himself from the Exsang. This is very important, guys, if you're playing a flagellant, and if you actually hit a riposte, and you hope to heal before you get the riposte to damage, because your flagellant can just die before that riposte comes through. It's very important to remember that. So, I mean, the riposte comes through and the heal doesn't, right? That's basically the idea then. So you can die before you're healed. That's kind of the deal. For that flagellant here, you have to remember that, you know, you should not really be hitting those riposted characters. Oh my god, that's a lot of stress as well. Those riposted characters with 0 HP flagellants, because this usually just doesn't end too well. Oh shit, does it? Fuck. I didn't change the title then. Oh my god. I did? What the hell? Sorry, I didn't change. I made a mistake. Sorry, guys. I made a mistake. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I made a mistake with titling this. I'm sorry, so sorry. I actually didn't realize the stream was mistitled there. Okay, we're back.
Shout out to Corsair and Rob John in the chat, by the way. What's up, guys? Some Goliath bros.
Yeah. And Corsair as well. Corsair is here too. Yeah, sorry guys. I just didn't realize I had this title there. Because I thought we would be like duo streaming that. Oh, there's another dodge from the PD. I thought we would be actually duo streaming this. With Musicon on day one, because I thought we would be like doing the games there. Like, I thought we would be casting the games there, which was obviously not the case in the end, because we were just doing the draw, right? So it's kind of unfortunate. Okay, we get another riposte. Holy shit, that's so much. Can you imagine this MAA being alive for a single turn longer? This could have definitely turned this fight around, because honestly right now this is like on knife's edge. You can heal someone with the redeem here, obviously goes through. And we have 2 characters healed a little bit, though this is not a lot of healing, admittedly, right? So those riposts might... No, the GR is actually okay. She's fine. And the PD isn't fine. Like, this is basically... Those guys are on their last legs right now for Wistful Sight-O-Lad. So... Oh, let's see another crit. What the hell is with those crits, though, man? How does she keep getting those crits? It was like the 3rd or 4th crit in a row. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's just unfortunate this MAA died so soon, I suppose. And that's a dead Abomination fight. I think this is it.
I'm not going to let my wife be killed here. I'm surrendering.
Yeah, sure. It's fine. So GG's, I guess Mangle just wins this.
Good game, Mangle. Good game, brother.
So Mangle wins the best of 3. And the question by Sis is, Mangle, do you want to make this a best of 5 or not? Do you want to play like do you want to try to make, like, to pretend this is a best of 5?
We could go on